Have you ever had a moment where you knew exactly what you needed to do, but for some reason, you just couldn't take the first step? Maybe you had the perfect opportunity, but you hesitated, doubted yourself, or simply got stuck in overthinking. It happens to all of us, often more than we care to admit. Whether it's tackling a task, making a big decision, or simply getting out of bed in the morning, hesitation is something that can easily derail our goals and ambitions. What if you could break free from that cycle? What if there was a tool that could help you move past hesitation, fear, and doubt instantly? Welcome to Audiobooks Home. Today, we're going to dive into the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins. This is not just a self-help tip or motivational quote. The 5-second rule is a simple, practical technique that can change the way you approach decision-making. It's a tool that helps you take action quickly, decisively, and confidently. We'll explore how this powerful rule can help you conquer procrastination, overcome fear, and take meaningful steps toward your goals. Let's explore how a simple countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 can give you the courage to take that first step, no matter what's standing in your way. What is the 5-second rule? The 5-second rule is a deceptively simple technique. When you feel the instinct to act, whether it's getting out of bed, making a decision, or tackling a task, you count down from 5 to 1, and then take immediate action. Sounds simple, right? But the genius behind the rule is in its simplicity. The rule works because it taps into a core aspect of human behavior, our tendency to hesitate. Let's say you're about to do something important, but your mind starts coming up with reasons not to. Maybe you feel unsure, anxious, or even afraid. Your brain starts to create a barrier to action, one that feels impossible to overcome. In these moments, it's easy to fall into the trap of procrastination, convincing yourself that you'll start later. The 5-second rule helps you break that cycle. The countdown takes less than 5 seconds, but it disrupts the automatic thought process that leads to hesitation. When you count down, you're essentially tricking your brain into bypassing doubt and fear. This forces you to act immediately before your brain has time to talk you out of it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That's all it takes. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment, the right amount of motivation, or the ideal conditions. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to take action in those first 5 seconds. Why does the 5-second rule work? Now that we understand the basics of the 5-second rule, let's explore why it's so effective. The simple answer is that human beings are hardwired to avoid discomfort. This instinct for self-preservation helps us avoid danger, but it also keeps us from pursuing new challenges and opportunities. Our brains are always looking for ways to minimize effort and discomfort, and when faced with a new task or an unfamiliar situation, our first instinct is to avoid it. Take, for example, getting out of bed early in the morning. When the alarm rings, your mind starts negotiating with you. 5 more minutes, I'm too tired. Or, I'll wake up after just one more snooze. These thoughts are powerful because they're grounded in your brain's instinct for comfort. The 5-second rule interrupts that cycle of negotiation and hesitation. Instead of letting your mind win, the countdown forces you to act before your brain can convince you to stay comfortable. It works on the principle of pattern interruption. By counting down, you disrupt the usual mental patterns that keep you stuck in indecision. This quick shift from thought to action helps you take control of your behavior, rather than letting your emotions or fears control you. The neuroscience behind the 5-second rule, is more than just a motivational tool. It's based on real science. Specifically, the neuroscience of decision-making and habit formation. When you hesitate, your brain defaults to the amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for processing emotions, including fear and anxiety. The amygdala is where your fight-or-flight response originates. It's designed to keep you safe by triggering fear and avoidance. However, the amygdala is also slow. It processes emotions and responses, but it takes time. In contrast, the prefrontal cortex is responsible for decision-making, logic, and higher cognitive functions. When you engage your prefrontal cortex, you're thinking more rationally and less emotionally. The 5-second rule activates the prefrontal cortex. When you count down, you're overriding the amygdala's fear-based response. Your brain has no time to generate excuses or doubt. It's a quick switch from emotion-driven hesitation to logic-driven action. The more you use this technique, the stronger your prefrontal cortex becomes, and the easier it is to take action without overthinking. How to use the 5-second rule every day. Now that we've covered the theory behind the 5-second rule, let's talk about how you can start using it in your everyday life. The beauty of this technique is that it can be applied to almost anything. Whether you're tackling a major project or just trying to get through the day, the 5-second rule can help you take control and get things done. Here are some practical ways to incorporate the 5-second rule into your routine. 1. Overcoming the morning struggle. We've all been there. When the alarm goes off and the temptation to hit snooze is overwhelming. It's easy to talk yourself out of getting up and starting your day. But using the 5-second rule can help you break that cycle. When your alarm rings, don't give yourself a chance to think. Simply say to yourself, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and immediately get out of bed. Once you're up, it's much easier to start moving and begin your day. You'll feel the momentum building as you take action, and before you know it, you're fully awake and ready to go. 2. Beating procrastination. Procrastination is one of the biggest barriers to success. We delay tasks, often because we're afraid of how difficult or overwhelming they might be. The 5-second rule helps you stop that pattern of avoidance and get started, even if the task feels daunting. When you feel yourself procrastinating, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and immediately start the task. It could be anything: writing a report, making a call, or cleaning up a room. The key is to take that first step, no matter how small. Once you start, the task becomes less intimidating, and you'll likely keep going. 3. Overcoming fear of public speaking. Fear of public speaking is incredibly common, even among highly successful people. The thought of speaking in front of a group can trigger anxiety and self-doubt, but the 5-second rule can help you push past that fear. Before you step up to speak, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take that first step onto the stage. Once you start talking, your nerves will begin to fade, and you'll find yourself getting into the flow of your presentation. The countdown helps you act before fear takes control. 4. Breaking bad habits. Bad habits are difficult to break, but the 5-second rule can help you gain control. Whether it's checking your phone too often, snacking on unhealthy foods, or procrastinating on important tasks, the countdown gives you the mental strength to make a better choice in the moment. Whenever you feel the urge to fall into a bad habit, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then choose to act in a healthier way. For example, if you're about to grab your phone to scroll, choose to put it down and do something productive instead. Each time you act differently, you reinforce the new habit. The power of small action. Success isn't built on huge, life-changing decisions. It's built on the small, everyday actions we take. The little decisions, the quick choices, the moments when we decide to act instead of hesitate. These are the things that shape our lives. With the 5-second rule, you're learning to create momentum from these small actions. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you're reinforcing your ability to act. Over time, these little moments of courage add up to big results. Final thoughts. Stop waiting. Start winning. The biggest barrier to success isn't a lack of ability or knowledge. It's our tendency to wait. We wait for the right moment, for the perfect feeling, for the right conditions. But waiting only delays progress. The 5-second rule helps you stop waiting and start acting. You don't need to feel ready, and you don't need the perfect moment. All you need is the courage to take that first step. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Thank you for listening to Audiobooks Home. If this message resonated with you, subscribe, share, and start using the 5-second rule today. The time to act is now. Take the step and change your life today.